Good afternoon, everyone. It's John and Leanne. You're here with us live. Say hello, Leanne.
Hello, hello.
Awesome.
I am here.
Awesome.
And who else is here with us? We got a bunch of people coming in. We got Terry, Deborah, Andrew, Stephen, Vicky, Benedict, Dr. Fred. Nobody said hello yet, but I know you're there.
All right, guys. I know we have a delay, though, so whenever you hear us say hello, there you are. Hey, Steve. Nice to have you guys. Nice to have you guys. Everybody say hello. Make sure that you can hear us okay. And hi, Deborah. And we'll welcome to live training. This is a live training session. So glad you can make it. So we usually have a good crew. We had to do it on Friday this time because of scheduling issues, but we try to do them on Thursday. So hello, everyone. Everybody's saying hello. So awesome. It's great to have you guys here. So the way that we do this every week is pretty much the same thing as we are here at your disposal. And the calls have been running about an hour, and by the end of the hour, we have pretty much every question covered, and then we'll go over stuff that you probably didn't know that you were going to ask, but which is part of our deal. We got some more exciting news coming up. So Deborah says it's always, unfortunately it's just those days that there's people that can't make Fridays and people that can't make this day. So we try to make it work the best way we can. So the way that we like to work this is basically to find out what is you, John can write, but he can't speak.
Nice copywriter language there, Mr. Copywriter John.
Yeah. What is your most pressing need? What is your most pressing concern? That's what we want to address. So where are you in the process of getting your inbox brand set up, in the process of getting Email Copy Pro working for you, process of sending out emails? Where are you in that process, and how can we help you get wherever you want to go faster? So basically, this is basically every week is the same thing. It's Q&A, and then we go over what's new, if anything is new. And then we get you guys all set up and ready to go. And also, we just basically use this time to motivate you to keep going. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes when I buy something new or when I enroll even something that I'm familiar with, I can find, it just gets hard to do it sometimes because life gets in the way. So I wanted to do this every week. And there's only a few weeks where I won't be here. I wasn't here last week just because I had something personal come out. I couldn't get away from it. But that is going to happen rarely. But most of the time I'm going to be here with you during the whole process of this. So that's what we try to do for you guys so that we keep everyone motivated, keep everyone going. So that is our goal and our intentions. So we're going to take some questions, and then we're going to tell you about the Hang-a-thon that's coming up here in July. And the Hang-a-thon is welcome to customers, is welcome to non-customers, of course. And that's going to be 7 to 10 days straight of training live with me, going over inbox branding top to bottom. So we're going to have some fun there. And that's going to start on, I believe it's the 16th. If I have the dates wrong, I apologize, but it's the 16th of July. So we'll be letting you know ahead of time. So let's take some questions here. Let's dive in, Leanne.
Alrighty. Yeah, no, you caught me by surprise. All right. So Dr. Fred has a question, and he is looking for a follow-up series of emails after someone has been to a webinar or gone through a mini course and didn't buy.
Mm-hmm. So
there you have it.
Yeah. So there's two that you can use that we have right now, and then we'll be adding sequences every month. Our focus right now is, of course, on the 2.0 release. It's coming out in next month. It's first of the month. You guys are going to get a totally different, a much cooler version of Email Copy Pro, which we're excited about. But so then we'll be adding new sequences to these things every month. But what we recommend is after the webinar. So first of all, you use the webinar sales multiplier. I'm assuming that. And if they haven't bought at that point, you put them back. You put them into either a nurture sequence, which we have, or you can also put them into a modified version of your indoctrination sequence. So the indoc sequence really just needs, since they've been to a webinar, you can just remove the first email from the indoctrination sequence. Either one of those will work great. But that's what we're going to be. We're actually going to be talking a lot about content and how to provide content. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking about a little bit today. But someone that didn't buy, you want to make sure that you're delivering solid content to them. You don't necessarily have to use one of our sequences. You can just go into Email Copy Pro, type in content, and you'll pull up all the content emails that you have. And some of them you'll have to fill out, because the content is based on the content module, but you can fill them out as you need them. And so it takes you maybe 15 minutes to fill out a content module, and then off you go. You can send that email out, and then you can regenerate that email 2 weeks later and resend it. It's literally it's going to read like a totally different email sometimes. So it's very, very handy to do that. So in other words, you can create your own sequences. You can just go in and say, I'm going to create this content. Just look at the overview of the content emails, the ones that you like, and use that. And make sure that you're sending at least 3 times a week, just good content. If it's a high product, super high price that you're selling, like a high-end service or something, you can get by with a little less marketing. If it's a lower end price product, like say under $200, $300, you can more marketing the better. So it seems a little bit backwards, but that's actually the way that it works. But I rarely suggest anyone mailing less than 3 times a week. And I usually suggest you mailing something every day, especially if you've just got really good content. I mean, I get content every day from the guys that I like, and I delete the content probably 80% of the time, but it's the other 20. You see what I'm saying? They can't read your mind, right? They have no idea if, John has time on Tuesday, so I'm going to send him an email on Tuesday. Their digital marketer will just send me an email every single day, and it just so happens to be this week on Wednesday I had time to read it, or whatever. So yeah, by all means, that's what you do. So hopefully that answers your question, and if not, let me know.
It sounded good to me. I mean, with just keeping in mind that it's always right. The more you segment this, so the more Dr. Fred segments his customers, the easier it is to send out content, right? Because he would know, I'm only going to send it to these people who didn't watch the webinar and who are interested in X, Y, or Z.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So segmentation, that's just going to help you narrow it down even further, for sure. So yeah.
Well, let's see. Benedict is asking, a couple of weeks ago, John was answering a question from Russell about how to target his supplement to a broader reach audience because it solved the problem for more than one niche. So the supplement cured more than one thing. At that time, John was eager to get to a solution, but you didn't nail it. So do you have any more input on that?
Okay. So that's a long question. So yeah, let me, so first of all, okay, I'm getting like, there's a lot of stuff coming in here, guys. So hold on one second here. Let me see if I can refresh my screen here. Okay. So now I can read it. What was it? Okay. A couple of weeks ago, from Russell about how to target supplement to a broader reach audience. Does it want more than one niche? Yeah, I don't remember. The answer to that is I literally had to think back to that. I don't remember, Benedict. I don't remember if what my right response was, or if I ever did come up with an answer for that. But if somebody does remember that, we can revisit it. But yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. That feels like a lifetime ago, man. But yeah. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, if you can refresh my mind, maybe I can remember that. I remember generally the conversation, but I don't remember if we came up with something or not. I thought we did, but maybe we didn't. And if not, we can come up with it. Maybe try it today. I remember that it was like, there was some. I think it was something dealing with brain health. That's what I remember. And then we got on a long conversation about brain health, but. So Fred says that he had some issues reported on, I don't know what that means, but similar problem here with the opt-in email from Daniel Levis style, entry not complete. Dr. Fred, can you come on and share your screen so I can take a look at what you're talking about? By the way, just so you know, guys, our tech team has been off all this week. So if case anything was reported, technically speaking, there was it's the long story reason why moving across the country. So that our primary tech guy has been gone for the week, and our secondary tech guy has been out on a project. So just so happened to be that both tech guys are gone back on Monday. So anything that I know of anything, not anything serious that's broken, but anything that is a technical issue will be fixed next week. So that might be the reason why, Fred, but if you can come on and share your screen, it may not be a technical issue. We may be able to fix it right here. So let me know.
All right. So I invited Dr. Fred to come on.
Okay. Joseph said, what about sending warming video short YouTube mega? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Joseph, can you make that more clear? I'm not really sure what, are you suggesting something for somebody, or are you asking a question? Can you, I just don't want to give you the wrong answer because I don't know the answer. Fred's commenting on the long form sales. Yeah, it's really cool, isn't it? And on the long list of things that we're doing for this July release is breaking that up into a component email so that you'll have a sales letter email sequence. So that same letter will be broken out over. Now you can do this manually if you want to right now, but we just wanted to do it for you, so you have like 5 different emails that you can send out as a deal. Okay, so our next question, Leanne, I think it's Benedict, is asking about indoctrination series.
Yeah, in the indoctrination series and others, there are suggestions for something. Hang on. He asked this question in the help desk, so I'm going to go there because it's clearer.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so indoctrination series, yeah. A logbook surprise. Okay, yeah. See, a set of journal, similar motivators when your wellness and health. Okay, you know what, Benedict, here's what I suggest you do. I can answer this question real quick. What I suggest you do is you in and you download the starter niche. Okay, you don't make that your primary niche. That the starter niche is exactly what it sounds like. It's a starter. I'm assuming that you don't have that. If you don't have that, you'll find more content filled out inside that starter niche that has the kind of content that you're looking for. And like we talked about 2 weeks ago, we are going to implement this will be a paid feature. It's going to be because we have to do this literally on a niche by niche basis. But in the next probably 8 to 12 weeks, we're going to roll out what we're going to call the ECP library, which is going to be literally a library full of content. So Fred, I believe you were asking about this. Other people have been asking about this. What do we send out to people? Obviously, the problem, we can provide really clever content pieces like we have inside the content segment, but you want to have a whole lot of content to send out to people. So what we're going to do is offer that as a written service for people. So we provide high level content that happens to also come. Now, this is optional. You don't have to have it, of course. But it also comes with all the Email Copy Pro regeneration sequence power and the 5 primary fields already filled in. So it's really dynamic. It's really cool. So we're excited about releasing that. And that's going to create some awesome, like you'll have content ready to go every single month. So you won't have to worry about, what do I send now? Then you'll just pick the promotions that you want to send. So that's going to be really cool. And that's going to separate Email Copy Pro again from anyone else. So, so that got on the, so yeah, check that out, Benedict, and see if that gives you some ideas. Aside, because you asked for a journal, what similar motivators can one share? I've got several in there. I've got, I wrote a piece on, what is it called? Nudge theory. So it's just a way to get people to understand how like Kaizen, the process of Kaizen helps people. And I actually parallel that to, in a general analogy, ironically, to weight loss. So obviously it will work perfect for that. And yeah, so that's a good thing. Also, just on the topic of what else could you find, you can build content pieces like we have it right now. So obviously you guys have access to that content module free of charge. You can build as many content pieces as you want. Our library will actually just have built everything for you outside of it. So it'll literally be just a tab by itself. But if you want to build your own content pieces, if you're looking for other things like, here's what else you'll need, that's where I would build this. If you're going to succeed at weight loss, what else you'll need is blank. I can think of things like in that niche that that people might need. They might need a really high quality bathroom scale. Now, this is funny because I just now went through this. I had my assistant, because I'm peaking for a fitness thing, and that's the only time I ever weigh myself, just because I just don't weigh myself because I don't believe in it. But when you're peaking, you kind of have to, just to see how your calories are doing and all that stuff. So we got a bathroom scale that, a typical digital bathroom scale that's off by a pound, even if I step off of it and step back on. So it literally fluctuates like by a pound. So I can tell you right now, I was looking on the internet for under Livestrong and other like blog oriented sites. Like, I'd love to know how to buy a really great analog scale. So think about, like, in terms of psychologically, and this works for anyone, guys. We're talking fitness. It doesn't matter what field you're in. Think psychologically along these lines. Either what else does someone need in order to be successful in my blank niche? And this is the way that I like to think about bonuses. And you may have heard me say this before, but I'm going to repeat it because it's good stuff. When you succeed at blank, thanks to me and my awesome email series, you're also going to find that you're going to need blank. So that is really powerful because it assumes success. So I've used this so many times as bonuses. Like, I'm going to give you an example. Now, this is not a literal bonus that I have, but I'm exaggerating the example just to give you the idea. So for a weight loss book, you might a killer like idea along these lines is like, okay, you're going to lose so much weight in your first 30 days that you're going to have your clothes retailored. I know it's a little bit of a problem, but you don't want to buy all new clothes. Unless you do, then it's great. You go out and go on a spending spree. But in case you don't have the money, I'm going to show you simple. I'm going to have this free book that's going to come with it is exactly how to make your clothes fit at any size. It's all these tricks of the trades. You could get it done for pennies on the dollar. So what am I doing there? First of all, that's awesome if somebody could actually produce that product, by the way. But I've used that product as an analogy many times and never produced it because I don't know how. But you get the idea. The idea is like, oh my God, I'm going to lose so much weight that I'm going to have my clothes redone. So that immediately dimensionalizes their progress. It dimensionalizes their success and locks them in to saying, oh my gosh, well, this system is so powerful, it's going to do this. So another example is like I could use this for Email Copy Pro. I could literally use this for Email Copy Pro. It'd be the weirdest bonus if you look at it outside of the psychology. But it completely makes sense if you look at it within the psychology. For example, so you're going to be so successful with Email Copy Pro, and your emails are going to be so much more lucrative. You're actually going to end up, I think you're going to end up having more free income. So I'm going to give you a cool little book from an investor friend of mine is what to do with your extra income. So do you see the psychology here is extraordinarily powerful? Well, you can use that same psychology inside the Email Copy Pro copy library right now. Just go the content library rather. So under content, you say what else you'll need. You could also use this as the steps to success. There's some really cool modules in there that you could use this kind of concept with. So that is the deal. So hopefully that was helpful. I'm still waiting for Dr. Fred to come on if he wants to share his screen. You can. So,
well, I know what he's asking about. So if you want to go into Email Copy Pro,
okay,
I can show you.
Sure. I'm going to share my screen. We'll watch it go in.
And you want to go to the generate the sales letter?
This up so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, where are we going?
Sales letter. So generate that.
Okay.
Sales letter email. And then I'll tell you the sentence.
Oh, Dr. Fred, that's completely my mistake. I know exactly what you were talking about. And I totally forgot to do that. So yes. Okay, I will get that done this weekend. My apologies. That is a typo error inside the code. So I am familiar with that, and I totally forgot it. So Leanne, can you just remind me to do that after the call?
Perfect. Yep.
Yeah, it's just I know where you're talking about. It's a long, boring story of why that happens, but it's the nightmare of dealing with code and copy at the same time. That's all I can tell you. So I'll stay in here just in case you need something else. So yeah, we'll get that done.
Let's see. There was a question submitted to the help desk by, hang on one second, by Mark. He's asking, he's got kind of a sub niche in his business that is not his main niche.
Mhm.
So his main niche is different. And how would he go about writing emails for the sub niche if he doesn't want to fill out an entire niche for them?
So is it related? I mean, by definition, a sub niche is related.
Yes.
Then
right.
I would clone your niche once it's done and just change the variables that are affected. And again, I'm going to show you real quickly. Like, let's say I come over here to this niche, and my niche is digital marketing, let's say, for example. So if I want to see everything, let's say I cloned it. So by the way, just to clone out, just in case you don't know and you didn't watch the videos, bad, shame on you. It's right here. It's just a little button that looks like a copy button. So you click it and boom, it's cloned. It's that simple, right? So let's just pretend I've cloned that. I don't want to clone it. So I'm just going to, it would take me to the clone. So pretend this said digital marketing copy. Then I would click view all. And the reason I'd click view all is because I can scan this very quickly and see which one of these I want to change. Click on the pencil icon and boom, they come right here. So that they just come up and I can start changing them. So no. So I actually need to go in here and change all these to, I've got them all reading the same. They shouldn't be reading the same. That's just me being lazy, but you get the idea. So I'd say losing sales due to poorly written copy. So I'd come in here and do this. Oh, by the way, in our new version, this is going to do all this for you automatically. So you don't have to do what I'm doing here. But that's why I want to change this. This, by the way, I did this niche before we even had that feature. That's why that all is the same thing. But you get the idea. This is what I would change. I would scroll through here and go, oh, I want to see, these are probably all going to be the same. This might be the same. Your name, your credentials might be the same. The dreams might be slightly different. All this is going to be the same. So that's why you should completely just copy it. Okay. That's what I would do. And then back to you.
Well, there you go, Mark. Don't even have to be present on the call to get your question answered.
There you go.
Let's see. Deborah's saying, I'm having trouble figuring out how to set up correctly. I'm with Mobe, M-O-B-E, and 4% Group, which are affiliate education products. So they have funnels that are ready to go. How do you set up follow-ups for those funnels?
How do you set up follow-ups for the funnels? I mean, when you say they have funnels ready to go, is it like, you mean like ClickFunnels kind of thing? I'm not familiar with the service. I'd have to see it. Is that something you can share on your screen so I can take a look at that? Because I mean, we have inside, whenever you click on your emails, you're going to click new, and you can see the stuff that we have already for funnel sequences the moment you click new. So I'll just come over here and just scroll down here. You can see we've got all these are funnel sequences: 4-day bucket quiz, 21-day indoctrination. You got this is for affiliates, B2B. This is nurture, product launch, customers. This is obviously funnel. It just says it right there. So the ultimate sales funnel, and this is strictly for webinars. So is there something in here that you're not seeing that you need to, if you can be, or you can show me what funnels you're talking about, then maybe we could address that. But one of these will probably work great for you, and we'll be adding new sequences. Like I said, there's a new sequence added every single month, at least one. There's usually 3. So
let's see.
Come on.
While we're waiting for Deborah, Patty is asking, hey, John, I'd love a cart abandonment series of emails to get people to purchase. Yeah,
it's in this month's queue to do the cart abandonment stuff. It was one of the things that we had originally slated to do, and it just it's one of those things that has taken a back seat due to people needing, like, it's kind of a priority thing. But I actually have one, so it's just a matter of putting it in there. So Leanne, if you could do me a favor so that I don't forget to do this again, can you please add that to our calendar to do, and we'll get that sequence in next week. So it was originally going to be planned for the July launch, but I can do it next week. When I say I mean our team or me, whoever gets to this first. Yeah. The abandonment sequence is, and I'm glad that you need that. I'm glad that you're that level of a marketer, because to be honest with you, we Emo Copy Pros, like everything else, it's more of an elite program. So we get a lot of marketers that are, and this was kind of surprising when we first launched it, that really do have their funnels and sequences down, and they need stuff like abandonment, cart abandonment issues and things like that. In case you don't know, by the way, I don't want to assume that everyone there knows what we're talking about. A cart abandonment issue. Well, first of all, that's you're losing the most amount of your money once somebody decides to buy from you, by people hitting the checkout page and then not putting in their credit card. That's called abandonment. And your abandonment rate can be, it's usually around 50% or higher. On ClickBank, it can be as much as 90%. So imagine people saying, yes, I want to buy that. And they click the buy button and they know how much it costs. So bear in mind, this happens on my video sales letters. They know how much it costs. Now, granted, we have a little bit lower abandonment rate because we're just better closing, better copies, all that stuff. But even on a really good sales page, you're going to get 50% abandonment rate on digital products sometimes. And the psychology behind that really needs to be addressed on two ends. One end is the email that would go out afterwards. And the only way to make that work is if you capture the email before they hit the checkout page. That's the only way that works. So in other words, or you're sending to your list and you already have their email address. The other way is to do something on the checkout page itself. So I would ask you, are you maximizing your checkout page? Do you have a video that says, hey, I'll give you a couple of tips real quick. Everyone can use these. If you can put just literally a 10-second video and go, hey, if you buy right here on the page today, if you buy within the next minute, I'm going to throw in this extra bonus for free. It wasn't advertised, but I'm just happy to have you as a customer. Check it out right now. And that appears on the checkout page only. So the bonus and save a really juicy bonus for that checkout page. That can lower abandonment rate. Another thing that lowers abandonment rate is the same. If you don't have a bonus, you can do the video. So, hey, you're on a secure checkout page. All of your data is 100% secure. You have nothing to worry about. I'm going to follow up with you. We're going to follow up with you by email, and we're going to make sure that you get to the right place. So you just kind of give them a kind of a warm feeling when they check out. Any of that kind of stuff can help your abandonment rate. But having a bonus on the page helps as well. So you have to approach it from two different angles to get your abandonment rate down. Okay.
Yes, good. That's such a problem. So, and you never know, right?
It's a problem. It's a global problem that no one's been able to solve really well. But and I didn't mention, should have mentioned what the email would be. The emails that go out are, you've seen these before, maybe if you haven't. The emails that go out say, hey, I noticed that you went to check out and you didn't quite make it through. Did you find, is there a problem? Did you run into a problem? So what we do, and what you'll see in the sequence is, let me reaffirm the decision you already made to buy. First of all, you made the right decision. Second of all, our card is 100% this. Third of all, did you notice this extra bonus? You may have missed this, but for people that buy, the people that purchase from us today, you have to purchase the same day that you hit the checkout page. We give you this extra bonus. And so, and fourth of all, if you have it, and if you can do this is great. Fourth, if for any reason that you don't get completely, I'm obviously wording this just off the top of my head, but for any reason you don't get the complete great vibes here, or something's not giving you the EBGBs, you can call our customer support team at 1-800-blank, and we can take your order that way. If you have the ability to do that, that saves a lot of sales, because there are just people that are just afraid to put their credit card inside of on a website, which is really weird to me. I don't get that at all, because it's far more secure than giving it to a total stranger on the phone. It just doesn't make any sense to me at all why that would be. But there are people that believe that. So these are good strategies to use, guys. Whether if you're there, if you're there in your marketing business, that's great. If you're not there, this is some stuff to prepare for. So
perfect. Yeah, and I purposely. I just got a thingy from Frank Kern to go watch a video. So I purposely went and watched the video and didn't watch the whole video to see what he would do. And he sent an email, obviously it's automated, but, looks like you went to see the video, but you didn't take me up on the offer. If you're anything like me, it's because you didn't want to wait for the video to finish playing. I get it. So then he put up a page of just text and sends you there, right? So he's assuming that. Yeah. Because it's not cart abandonment, but it's video abandonment.
Yeah. So you got all sorts of different ways you can abandon, and that's a really good strategy. Another good strategy to use that guys, you're getting a lot of marketing, getting a lot of expensive marketing tips here. Glad that you made this call. Hopefully you were glad you made the call. But here's a great one that I just, that my buddy is running a high level offer in the weight loss world. And he said that he's seen a 30% bump in his conversions by adding a button, and they're testing the timing of the button. He's testing it at like a minute, 5 minutes, or immediately on the screen, a button that says, can't watch the video, click here to read all about it, And so just having a duplicate page, which we have as an exit splash anyway on our stuff. So somebody windows out and says, hey, would you like to read an article on this subject? And it's a sales page, just the exact same copy. Well, they have the exact same copy. And it's just, and they said they've got a 30% bump on it. So there you go. That simple little trick right there will give you a 30% bump on your sales if you're running a video sales letter. And if you're not running a video sales letter, why are you not running a video sales letter? You should be. You should definitely be running. Unless you're selling a super high-end product, then video sales letters can be detrimental. You want to go webinar, but the idea is still valid. So hopefully that was helpful, Leanne. So
it was helpful to me. So hopefully it was helpful to everybody else. Deborah is saying it's probably, Deborah was with Mob or Moby or however you pronounce it. And she's saying she's assuming it would be an affiliate niche, but there's really not an affiliate niche. It's really whatever Mob is like digital marketing. So that would be the niche. And then you're looking for affiliate type of emails.
Yeah. So
right?
The affiliate, if you're looking for affiliate, you've got like an affiliate-based webinar sales follow-up. You've got, I'm trying to understand. I still don't have a handle on exactly what you need. So I'm not trying to be engaged in subterfuge here. I just don't understand. So if you can come on the call, that would be the easiest so that we could talk, or I could see your screen and I could see what Mob or Moby, is it Moby like the singer, or is it Mob like Mob? I'm not sure what it is. Sorry to plead ignorance. I just don't know what it is. So I don't want to tell you, use this unless I know exactly what it is. And if you can't come on for any reason, do me a favor and send that. Have our team just forward it to me and I can look at it and send you an answer. Okay. Normally I have answers for these things. I just don't know what they are. So.
Hey, John, I just shared my screen. Can you see it?
I go back over to the call. I'll tell you a second. Yes, I can see it.
All right. So that's Mob. It looks like they're kind of internet marketing based. Where everything is internet marketing.
Okay.
So depending on which product. So Deborah, if you want to, this is the Instant Online Business, 6-Figure Business Machine. If you want to let us know which one of these you're like the reseller for, then we would. And are they promoting like webinars, or what are they selling inside here that you would be selling, or are you selling Mob? And if you're reselling Mob, then we would know how to answer you. So anyway, that's what this is.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Next up. Leanne.
Yep. So Deborah, she's saying she needs it to be a digital marketing niche. And she's reselling Mob.
You're reselling Mob. So if you're reselling Mob, yeah, then I would take the digital marketing niche in. So Mob, I would not look at this as you're an affiliate. I would look at this as this is your product. Now you wouldn't say this is your product, but you could use all the emails that currently exist as if it was your product. So I would use all the promotional emails that we have, all the promotional series. The 21-day indoctrination series is the first one I would use. Totally the first one I would use. So for your funnels that work great. So you can take it out. You can give them a free bonus if you want to do that. If you don't have a free bonus, just don't use that email. 21-day indoctrination is content heavy. And with a PS, hey, check this out. And then it starts getting more sales heavy. And at the end of that sequence, you can drive people either to a webinar or to something else. So that's what I would do. Think outside of the affiliate box a little bit. So think of this as like, because when you describe the product, you can describe it however you want to describe it. And you wouldn't say, I spent 3 years creating this. You could say, I spent years researching the best way to do blank and found that Mob is the answer to that. Do you see what I'm saying? So the Email Copy Pro stuff is flexible enough to do that. So that's what I would do.
Yeah, sweet. Terry is asking, regarding that marketing tip that you just gave, did you say that for a higher end product, it is better to send someone to a webinar rather than a VSL?
Usually, yeah. I mean, now I know guys selling $5,000 products on a VSL, so that is rare. It can happen. The way the psychology works is for a video sales letter. Video sales letters work primarily based on education, primarily based on telling stories. They're education, but they're story selling. Most VSLs are. Webinars are education and they're tutorial selling. So for the hangout that I'm about to do, the webinars that I do, it's like more of a hands-on teaching feedback kind of thing. So whenever you have a feedback setting, there's automatically a higher perceived value, which is why most people use the Accelerator formula and they just turn it into a webinar rather than a VSL. And some people find out that they can do it with a VSL. So like I said, 1997 is not uncommon on a VSL to sell with.
All right, thanks for confirming that. And let's see, Benedict says, or Facebook retargeting. Did you mean Facebook retargeting for cart abandonment, Benedict? Because it kind of came out of left field there. So while we're waiting for you to kind of clarify that, Stephen Vicky asked, how long should we tell a prospect it will take to get their emails? Are you writing the emails, Stephen Vicky, from Email Copy Pro? I think that they are.
Yeah, that one I don't. If you're writing emails, you're using Email Copy Pro to write emails for a customer or for someone in your team. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, that's what they're. Yep.
Then you're the only one that can really answer that. I mean, in the sense that it's as fast as you can fill it out. I mean, that would be my answer, unless you're anticipating other stuff. Like, for example, we need like what we just talked about. Like next week, we want to have the abandonment email sequence done and that kind of thing. Then we're always going to be adding to stuff. So it's going to be. Email Copy Pro will grow every single month. So there's not really a set answer for that. But if you're wanting the stuff for right off the bat, you've got like hundreds of emails right there that you could just start off with. So, I personally, if you're starting off right from scratch, me, myself, and and you really want to nail this down, I would say 2 weeks. And A, they're probably fine with 2 weeks, and B, that will give you plenty of time to tweak things. But that's going to an extreme. And that's also assuming that you're starting from absolute scratch and that you're not using one of our pre-established niches. And that, in other words, that's starting from nothing. So if you're using one of our prefab niches, in other words, the stuff that we've already written for you, you can generate emails in 24 hours. You can generate emails in 15 minutes. I can go in right now and generate an email from scratch in 15 minutes. But that's literally starting from nothing using our quick start emails. So, but those are very basic, but still powerful emails. But I could start right now within a prefab niche and generate emails within, 15 minutes. So
I think, it's whatever expectation they set up with their customer, right? Because you don't want to hey, I can write an email for you in 10 minutes. And then they'd be like, well, what am I paying you for? That's like, you know what I mean?
That's a good point. That's a really good point. It's like, another thing is that it depends on how you are approaching this, because it's a complicated issue, which is why, by the way, we are going to go to an Email Copy Pro certification system for anyone wanting to resell emails. So you won't even be able to do this for new customers. You guys, you get the benefit of having come on early. But for anyone new, they won't be able to do it without being certified to do it. And the reason why is because it's writing emails for another person rather than yourself is especially other people, like plural. It requires, I think, some training. It requires more than just understanding even the niche. Don't get me wrong. You're going to we've already had people say, look, it's Sal, one of our very first beta users, he paid, I think it was close to $30,000 to a guy to write emails. And the guy did a really good job, but he was able to go in and Email Copy Pro and do it himself. So that's the level of power that you have, but that's with you knowing your niche inside and out. If you're writing for someone, you might not know that niche inside and out, and you might want to spend a week or so researching it. So there you go.
Good point. Very good point. Yeah, especially, when you start, as you know, when you write copy for somebody, you got to nail it. You got to know what you're doing.
Yeah, I've gone back and forth on this. As when I wrote, I don't write for anyone anymore. I just don't do it anymore. So when I wrote professionally and did nothing but write for other people, I always had a weird, a very weird branding. It's like they would pay me a very high price to come out, and I would literally say, rather than tell them, it's going to take 3 to 4 months to create this letter, I said, we're going to do this in a day. You're going to pay me this amount of money for 1 day of time, and plus any sort of type of any edits and stuff. And I just found through trial and error that if you go out and I have people come out to my home and spend like 2 days with me. So a day would be the lower end guys. The higher end guys would be like 2 or 3 days, and then it's done. So now that's not telling you that that's how you should run your business. I'm just saying that. So no one ever said, well, this only took you 2 or 3 days. Why am I getting charged $100,000? Because it makes you millions. They didn't have to ask that question. So it wasn't. So for them, it was actually more of a convenient thing for them. So, if you said, hey, listen, I can get you your first 5 email sequences within 3 days. They don't know if you're working 3 days straight or 3 minutes a day. They don't know, But if I were you, I'd just give it more time than that, so you can just learn the niche a little better. So, unless you're like me and you like to, I would just take on clients. The only clients I would take on are people that I knew their niches really well already and didn't have to do any research, and so. All right.
Yeah, I know they're just starting out. So when you're just starting out, you want to be careful.
Yeah, you want to. Yeah, if you're starting out, you definitely want to take it easier, and you definitely want to, just be as upfront as you can with folks, and if you walk someone through, and this goes for anyone on the call, and bear in mind that again, we are going to demand that people be certified to do this in the future. If you want to do it from us, you have to be certified no matter what, even if you're currently a client. You don't have to be certified right now if you are a current client. It's one of the gifts that we gave you. Yes, you can turn around and actually use this to make money, which is just our gift to you. Okay. That's not going to be the case as a version 2.0 for the new customers coming in. They can't do it. So it's locked down unless they're certified. But one of the benefits of being certified is that we walk you through how to take somebody through the intake form. So it's not just throw the intake form at people. We have a 2-step process. We actually have a pre-intake form, and then we walk people through the questions that we have inside Email Copy Pro. So they get the value of that intake data. It's important that they realize that that's a value to them. Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing how valuable that is.
So
when people get in there, they're like amazed at what comes out on the other side.
So let me just share this with you guys, just so I want you to appreciate what you have, because I think it's important that we all appreciate the things we have, and B, appreciate what other professionals are saying. Like my friend David Deutsch. If you don't know who David is, he's one of the top copywriters in the world. He's quite well known in the copywriting circles. He's actually a client of Email Copy Pro. He's been nice enough to buy everything I ever produced. It's just, it's really cool. But it's interesting when you're guys that you grow up idolizing, like John Carlton and David Deutsch, they buy your stuff. It's kind of trippy, But I get some feedback from these guys because they're obviously high level pros. And David's feedback, we had a call like it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he said, I couldn't believe the video training. He goes, I would have paid thousands of dollars for this course just to get access to that video, to all the videos you did. I said, you're kidding, really? Just the video training to show you how to do the niche? He goes, oh yeah. He goes, that was like gold. So it depends on, I know why David would say that, because David's a professional copywriter and he gets the value of how you think through an email or how you think through a niche. But that's what you need to do for your customer. If you're selling emails, if you're selling a service, is let them know, give them that sense of value. So while you can't walk them through the videos because that'd be kind of awkward, you can certainly learn what I say on the videos and then walk them through the processes, not of filling in the blanks, of course, but walk them through like, hey, I'm going to help you think of your primary goal. I'm going to help you think of your primary complaint. I'm going to help you think of your mistaken beliefs. You know, that's where the customer goes, what's your primary solution? Well, it's my product. No, it isn't. So all that stuff's already in there. Everything that you need is already in there to build an inbox brand. So that's what, again, I mean, what makes ECP so really unique is it's built from the ground up with inbox branding in mind versus just let's generate some emails for a funnel. Don't get me wrong, guys. When you say, hey, I need emails for a funnel, we hear you. And that's obviously one of the functions of this. But what we want to help you do is to solidify your inbox brand, whether it's for you or for a customer. And that's everything. I mean, that is everything. The only reasons that you open emails, including my own, is you have a psychological connection to something I said in that subject line or my name. That's it. That is the only reason you open an email. So that whole thing is not just clever subject lines. And this is what I could go off on. And I'm going to go off on it, by the way, July 15th, starting on our Hangathon. I could give you, we've given you hundreds of the top subject lines in the world. I mean, seriously, we know what they are and we update that stuff all the time. The best subject lines out there we stick in our library. That's awesome. I'd love to give that to you. So that's going to give you a massive leg up. It's already an Email Copy Pro. Just click a button and it's there. But that being said, even clever subject lines isn't enough over time to get people to continually open your email. If they see a clever subject line, they open it and the content sucks, or if it's not branded well. In other words, if your content doesn't have something unique to it, if you don't have some sort of unique selling proposition in everything that you do, from myths to service to solutions to problems to everything should be slightly branded toward you, everything. Because the moment you start talking about, this is my own, the fat burning gene, you start talking about the fat burning gene and you're the only one saying fat burning gene, then people just go, oh, he's got the solution he's got a way to turn on the fat burning gene. Well, yeah, because I called it that, right? So now we're getting into a little deeper conversation than just Email Copy Pro. Where's my next email for this? I want you guys to understand what we're doing, what we're trying to do for you is we're trying to help you guys solidify that inbox brand. So where people, when they send stuff out, they immediately link it to you. And our new media gal just did that today. We were on a call with her today and she threw out we started talking about this thing and she latched on to inbox branding and she goes, yeah, I call it blank. And she used the term, which it was clever. We were talking about people being shy.
Oh, list. I had called it list envy. She called it list shame.
Yeah, list shame. Yeah, email shame. She called it email shame. Yeah, and my term for that is list envy. So because list envy is like, oh, I have to have a huge list to make money. She calls it email shame. She goes, are you ashamed of your emails? I mean, are you ashamed of your email list? Is your email list? Are you ashamed of how small it is? And her whole focus is I tell people all the time, look, if you have an email list of 500,000 people, you're fine. Now, don't get me wrong. You build that list, build that sucker, right? But you can make a good living on a small list if you have good inbox branding. But if you don't, you're screwed. It's that simple. So, you're going to run out really quick if you try to rely on clever copy alone for subject lines, and then the copy inside sucks. That's why you want something like Email Copy Pro that's going to help you create those emails that are branded. So that's my lecture for the day. I always do one.
Branding and rapport, right? The two go hand in hand.
Yeah. Well, rapport. I mean, I can't speak enough about rapport. So without rapport, I mean, you might as well. And obviously I build rapport. I have a unique way of doing it. I can build rapport with my audience literally as I'm doing this live. So this is just getting you on this call. I'm building rapport with you naturally because I'm saying, hey, here's who I am and here's what we do and how can I help you? That's about as high a level of rapport as you're ever going to get, right? But assuming you don't have that, you can build that rapport through email, through telling your story, through sharing your own struggles. I'm telling you, the marketers that do this well are the guys that really do make it. So, all right, next question.
Yep. Let's see. Deborah is asking, If you have a list of about 2,000, but they have never done anything, so I'm assuming you've never mailed them or they've never bought from you, what sequence would you use?
Yeah, well, I need more data on that. If you, when you said they've never done anything, A, where did you get the list? B, what do you, be specific with what you mean by that? Like, meaning they never bought anything or you never have emailed them. C, how old is the list? Those three questions, if you could answer those three questions, I can give you a good target. It's either going to be the 21-day indoctrination series or it's going to be the customer nurture series. One of the two.
Yep, I would agree.
Yeah, one of the two. No, well, now I say that, you know, at the end of those sequences, you're going to do something like you're going to send them to, you're going to do a webinar, you're going to use the webinar sign up or whatever. But the point is that, you know, if the list has not been responsive or it's old, then you definitely need to re-engage it. And oh, by the way, speaking of, let me just say this. We are going to have a very simple 3 email set re-engagement sequence as well. So Leanne, please add that to the calendar that we're going to have that. We're going to have next week for you guys. We will have the cart abandonment and we will have the re-engagement sequence. Both of those ready next week.
I'm on it. She says the list is about a year old.
Okay, that's old. Yeah, that's old. So the very first thing I would do is suppress. You're getting a lot of bounce backs. Okay, so just if you got, it was 3,000. Was it how many? 3,000.
2,000.
2,000. Okay, so just expect half of them are dead. I mean, that's just going to be, so it's 1,000. So yeah. So send out and let me just here. I'm gonna break protocol. I'm gonna actually tell you what to send out for your first email. Just be prepared to answer a lot of emails. Okay.
Oh, I know what's coming.
Oh, everyone knows what's coming. Well, everyone that knows me knows what's coming. Here it is. Okay.
It's a very short email. Hint, hint. That's my guess.
There you go. That's it. Okay. I'd love to be able to take credit for that little stroke of genius, but that is Dean, the marketing Buddha Jackson's stroke of genius. It's called the 9-word email. And yes, that email with this subject line. So in other words, if you were sending this to me, the subject line would be this, and that would be the text. Okay. That's it. So I can't tell you how many people I have talked to, and Dean, he gives this technique away, so I'm not stealing anything. Dean's, where I would give this to them and they would pay me lots of money for marketing stuff. And I would give them this exact strategy and they'd go, oh, okay. And they go, holy crap, man, we're getting a 50% response. Yeah, it works really well. So,
right?
Yeah.
And you give credit where credit is due. That's awesome. Yeah, and
so,
he gives it away all the time. He gives it away everywhere. The podcast.
You don't need to see my screen. You just need to check the chat.
Yep.
It's not in the screen. It's in the chat, guys. I literally chatted it to you. It's in the chat.
Yep, it's right.
There's no way for me to show it to you on screen except for to open a text document. So, but it's easier to get the chat and just copy it. That's it. So literally, first name, are you still interested in primary goal? This will be the easiest email that you ever fill out in Email Copy Pro, and also the most powerful when it comes to re-engagement. So you just follow this, okay? And everyone will laugh that knows Dean Jackson, but that's okay. That's only a few people.
Yeah, let me put it in again because somebody doesn't have it. Here's the email.
Here you go, guys.
I just did it. Okay, now they get it twice. And subject is name. While you're looking at that, Joseph asked a question. I want to make sure we get it in. He says
time out a second. Does everyone see it now? I want to make sure that everybody's got this, because if anyone's interested in re-engagement, you should send this out, but you should not send this out as an autoresponder. You should send this out expecting to get people to email you back, because they will. They will either email you back. Well, it's great if they say yes. If they say no, you can delete them from your list. Most people will it'll bounce. They'll unsubscribe because they're not interested in it. But the people who are, a lot of people will email you back, but they won't just say yes. They'll say, sorta, I just had an accident. You see what I'm saying? Et cetera. Okay. So you don't want to write back if that was what they said, to go, great, here's my shit. That's terrible. Don't do that. Okay. So, do you see what I'm saying? You want to like actually get ready to correspond with them. So let me address all the questions that somebody is thinking right now. What if my list is 150,000? Hire someone to do this for you. Because don't do it automated. Don't do it with autoresponders. Be prepared to go, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that you had an accident. I think that this will really help you. Can you join me on this webinar? If they say, yeah, I'm really excited about it, I really want to do it. Oh, great to have you excited. Join me on this webinar. You need to have that human element in a re-engagement campaign. So I'm literally telling you what you're going to see in Email Copy Pro next week. These are very short emails. Re-engagement emails should never be long. The worst mistake you can make. The reason they're not reading you is because they are bored. So I've seen re-engagement campaigns where they're like, I just want to tell you more about my company. No one gives a shit about your company. They don't. They only care about their pain. So please underscore this. They only care about their pain. That's it. Even their pleasure is a far distant second. And you wouldn't think so. We live in kind of a hedonistic world, right? And this is not a judgment thing. It's literally the textbook definition of hedonism, not like a moral thing, but we live in a world that's dedicated to gaining pleasure. You thought, right? But the psychology behind gaining pleasure is built on avoiding fear. Just trust me. This has been my study of human nature for the last 25 years. And all of it's in my copy. It's all fear driven. Okay. So it's all fear driven. So you don't want to be fear mongering. I hate fear mongers. What you want to do is speak to fear rationally, ethically, and judicially, because you want to be able to appeal to someone on the level of their pain. So they don't care about your company. They don't care about how great your product is. I fall for this mistake all the time, guys, in case you don't beat yourself up, because I great marketers make that mistake. They get wrapped up in their own product. They care about their pain. That's it. That's it. So that's why these kind of re-engagement emails, it's like, hey, are you still interested in losing weight? Well, what is their pain? They can't lose weight. So that's not a fear-based email. That's a positive email. Are you still interested in losing weight? But it also doesn't say, would you like an answer to weight loss? Notice the difference there. There's a massive difference in what I just said. Would you like an answer to weight loss, or are you still interested in losing weight? Because are you still interested? The genius of that line that Dean came up with is that it does not trigger anyone. It does not set off any alarms. It says, I'm interested, but I don't know what to do. They will go into their fear story at that point. I'm interested, but I just broke my leg. Interested, but fill in the blank. I mean, I could just go on, yes. I mean, I'm really, very few people are going to go, I'm interested and raring to go, and I can't wait. You see what I'm saying?
Love it. Love not just the here's what you do, but the explanation behind it. Cool.
Okay, so did any of that make sense, guys? I don't want to be speaking to the air here. I want to make sure this is resonating with you guys.
Well, while we're waiting, can I bring up Joseph's question?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Joseph is saying, we sell long-term anti-aging products that lock in the age that you that you start at. I needed that 10 years ago, but many people stop because results are slow showing up and will continue for the rest of their life. How do we cut down on dropout rate after 6 months or a year or more?
Are you telling me that you've got a 6-month retention call? Or are you? I just want to understand this question really thoroughly. I just want to hear you say we have 6-month retention on a supplement. Because if you have a 6-month retention on a supplement, you are kicking ass. You are doing The highest I've ever heard is 9 months, and that supplement was like a cure for cancer. I mean, not literally, but it was like, it was. So if you've got a 6 month retention, I'm not saying, by the way, Troy, just never mind getting better. you know, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you should pat yourself on the back for having some really good marketing and some really good products, obviously. But I want to understand that's what you're saying first, because if it is, just please understand that is really, really
Ding,
rare.
ding, ding. You nailed it. Yes, he has 6 month retention.
Okay, well, I should be listening to you. We should change places. I don't do a recurring product. I'm kidding. But if I did, I would love 6 months. So, well, first of all, that promise, we'll talk a little bit about the technicality of this, and then I'll give you one idea you can try, because man, you've already got it really going well. I'll give you two ideas that everyone can use what I'm about to say. This is not just related to the supplement here. So, well, this first part is that is a great hook that will get you in trouble. You got to be careful with that hook from an FDA, FTC compliance issue. So if you don't have a compliance attorney, email me. Email support. We'll send you over who we recommend. You need one. Because that could get you in trouble. If you can say that, that's freaking epic as far as a promise. And then let's get on into how to maintain this. Then I would build your marketing campaign around phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And I've done this for supplements. And in fact, look at Old School New Body. It's not even a supplement. It's got phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So people can break down in their mind phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 really easily, right? And anyone that needs the compliance attorney, I don't know if Peter's taking clients right now, but I'll be happy to forward you to Peter. And just support at emailcopypro.com. That's how you would get that. And I'll send Leanne Peter's email address, and I have no idea. You can send, hey, I'm a client of John Benson's. And Peter's he's New York based, so that should tell you something. Aggressive. So phase 1, phase 2, 3 in your marketing, you can prepare them, and in your emails out, you really need to compare them. You need to make this a very clear thing inside your emails. And this is what you would add inside, like, for example, inside the content pieces of an email that we can't do for you, but we provide the structure for it. Remember, phase 1 takes between 30 and 90 days. And in phase 1, all these awesome things are going to happen. Phase 2, you have all this awesome stuff to look forward to. That happens between 90 and 120 days. And then finally, phase 3 happens between 120 days and 300 days. And between this time, this is where, and here's my marketing pitch here. You got to say this. Phase 1 and phase 2 are going to give you amazing results, but the only way to maintain them is to get through phase 3. That's it. That's the only way to ensure that you maintain them is to go through phase 3. So when you start seeing awesome results, just remember, if you stop, the results will go away. And here's what I would do for this particular supplement. I would parallel the supplement to say, it's very much like Rogaine. Or something they can relate to. So Rogaine is something that if you stop taking Rogaine, your hair falls out, right? If you start taking Rogaine, you can prevent hair loss. The same thing goes with the supplement. If you start taking the supplement, you can lock in your I'm assuming you're saying your metabolic age and not your literal age. That'd be awesome. If you cured aging, let me know, Joseph. I'll become a client. But your metabolic age, you locked it in. Okay. So mine would be locked in at 53. But it's like Rogaine. If you stop taking it, it goes away. So you start. Now, if you want to be a little bit like markety, borderline nefarious, I'm not suggesting you do this, but it's, as a copywriter, it's screaming at me. It's like, it's kind of like the rebound effect. You could say, the worst thing that can happen is the best thing that can happen is that everything will stop. Worst thing that can happen is you might go backwards. You just want to be careful of that because you don't want to scare people off. But if that's true, I have no idea if it's true or not. But so that's from that particular point of view, marketing, I would suggest. As far as the emails go, you basically do exactly what I just said: divide them out into phases and make sure that their email. Can you mute? If somebody's on, or can somebody mute?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. Um, so you divide them over into phases and make sure that, you know, that in your marketing, the supplements, the phase 1 through 2, 3 thing works so well because it instills in their mind, here are all the benefits you're going to see in phase 1. Here's what here's what you get to look forward to in phase 2. And here's what you get to look forward to in the end. So if you make phase 3, I usually tell people to go for 9 months because I mean, that's the highest I've ever heard. But so if I could get you from 6 to 9 months, you'd love me. So I'd do it at 9 months. So each phase is between 60 and 90 days long. So that there's a little bit of a window. Hopefully that was helpful.
That makes a lot of sense to me. It gives, yeah, that's, but whoever was on this call, you got on a real good one today.
Well, yeah, man, it's like, this is why we ask you to show up and, you know, and granted, we have these recorded and you can always listen to them again, but you just never know who we're going to have on the call. You never know. I mean, obviously Joseph's an experienced marketer and has a great success track record with a great supplement. You've gotten guys, you know, you'll have famous people on the call. You'll have people that are just starting off on a call, you know, and then we'll be addressing, well, here's how you should build a list or whatever. So that's why it's not just about like this field. I don't know what to put in this field. If we did our thing, like, okay, we're going to go through I've already got all the videos on Email Copy Pro, except for a few new stuff, which I have to make. So I apologize, guys. I'm behind on that. But other than that, I mean, you got all the video training already in there, so you don't need me to regurgitate that. What you need me to do is hopefully things like this. So hopefully you find these calls helpful. And if there's anything specific that you do need, by all means, we're happy to help you do it. So, so Andrew is saying something here. We got about another 10 minutes to go. So then I have to take off a little early today. So let's get to Andrew's question.
Oh, I did. I replied to him. I believe Andrew, you know, just doesn't know how to see the other niches.
Oh, okay.
So I advise that he should watch the Getting Started videos and Email Copy Pro so he can see how to add more niches to his Email Copy Pro account.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah, Andrew, just for very quickly, here, let me just share my screen just in case, because again, we just try to answer these questions as they come. My niches. And as you can see, I've got all these niches in here, but let's pretend that I only had one. Just click new. I'll go over here, new, and give it a name, my name, and select whatever you want. You can see them all right here. We got a whole bunch of them in here for you. So the starter template is awesome. By the way, we added stress management and playing an instrument better, how to play better. We also added dog training and golf. So but the starter template is great it gets you all kinds of free content that I put free articles in there for you. We gave you affiliate promotional stuff that's art that you can do. So it's pretty cool, but that's how you do it. That's it. That'll get you right where you want to go.
Awesome. Well, now we're all caught up.
We're caught up. All right, guys, that was a great call. Did you guys enjoy the call? I'd like to hear that we were productive today and that you guys are loving Email Copy Pro. And hopefully, and by the way, please send us your rave reviews of Email Copy Pro. We'd love to get you in our testimonial list. We'd love to hear happy customers. Hopefully we can make you happier as the years go on.
Yeah, well, we've got Deborah and Terry who said, Deborah said, I've totally enjoyed this call. And Terry said, this is such a great call. Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the weekend, and we will be back next week with more stuff. And also, just FYI, just to that phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 thing, our 2.0 version is coming out July 5th. And you guys are going to get a 10-day preview of it. By the way, the 2.0 doesn't cost you any money. It's not like it's not selling anything. So in fact, you guys kind of got a bargain. But the 2.0 version is really awesome. It's going to make things even easier. Don't worry if you've done anything already. It's not going to affect anything. But it's going to be really cool. And you guys have that to look forward to. So yeah, if for any reason you're like, I'm not sure what to do, we're doing some pretty good stuff in here and going to help people, go through it start to finish. So we're looking forward to releasing that. And anyway, that's our updates. So we will see you guys next week.
Thanks a lot, everyone.